What is fasting, and do I need to do it? I'm Pastor Isaac Portillo from I Am Church. Let's get into it. Have you ever heard the word fasting and wondered, what is it and why does it matter? Is it just about skipping meals, or is there something deeper at play? Let's be clear about it. I'm not talking about intermittent fasting for health benefits. What I'm talking about is biblical fasting and why it's important. Spiritual fasting is the intentional act of abstaining from food or other distractions for a set period of time. Why? To focus on seeking God through prayer, worship, and scripture. But do I have to do it? Because I like food, right? Well, let's look at what Jesus had to say about it. You see, he didn't treat fasting as optional or something we don't need to do. In Matthew 6:16, he doesn't say, if you fast or want to fast, but instead, notice what he says. He says, when you fast, which means he expects his followers to do it. And he led by example in the wilderness for 40 days. Talk about leading by example, 40 days. Fasting is important. But why do I need to fast? You might still be wondering and asking. Well, because fasting isn't just an old religious practice of not eating. It's a powerful way to grow closer to God, refocus our hearts, and walk in a deeper dependency in him as Christians. And it's something we need to make time to focus as Christians and remove the distractions from our life. You see, a lot of people think fasting is just about not eating, but not eating is just starving your body. Biblical fasting is more than not eating the burger or pizza. It's about setting aside all distractions to seek God out with your whole heart. And it's a way of saying, God, you're my priority. And more important than all the food that I love to eat that I need to sustain me. Because God, you come first, even before that. So when we fast, our focus shifts from the temporary to the eternal and spiritual. It sharpens our spiritual awareness, aligns our hearts with God's will, and just like the early church in Acts 13, verses 2 and 3, it helps us to seek his guidance before making some of life's biggest decisions. Because fasting is less about what we're giving up and more about who we're prioritizing. And I think that's important for us to know. And here's something powerful about fasting. It isn't just a spiritual and physical discipline. God uses times of fasting to bring about breakthrough. In Matthew 17, verse 21, Jesus said some spiritual battles can only be won through prayer and fasting. This doesn't mean that it's about getting what we want or that by fasting we somehow manipulate God to see us. Fasting is about seeking God in complete and utter surrender and allowing God to lead us as he sees fit, not how we want, but as he sees fit. Even sometimes when God says no or doesn't give us what we want. So the question today is, should Christians still fast today? Absolutely. We are still desperately in need of more intimacy and dependency in God. It's a surrendering and humbling act that strengthens us and deepens our faith. Fasting isn't about earning God's favor, because if you're his child, today I want you to know you already have his complete favor and grace, but it's about drawing close to him and prioritizing him in our lives. Fasting isn't a matter of salvation, but one of obediently following in Jesus' footsteps. So whether it's food, social media, or another distraction, this week, I challenge you to take some time to fast, pray, and seek God. When you put God first, you'll be amazed at how he works in your life, both through the good and even the bad. As always, we want to remind you, if you need a place to worship or need someone to talk to, you can join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. If this has encouraged you, please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more faith-based content. As always, we love you and God bless.